Right now, the Detroit Lions have the exact same wide receiver core that they ended the season with, minus Josh Reynolds. Now, we talked about in a video last week that Josh Reynolds went all the way to Baltimore to hang with the wretched and the big fun, right? But he left Baltimore without a deal. It is now Tuesday, and there's no deal stated from Baltimore and Josh Reynolds. And to my surprise, seems like the Detroit Lions are actively trying to bring back Josh Reynolds. Now, we'll have a conversation more about this in a few. From Tim Twentyman says, Brad Holmes said re-signing wide receiver Josh Reynolds is still a priority for him in free agency. That's really the only one that's still out there that we had original plans to acquire, which is very telling of Brad Holmes. Like, now I understand. Trust me. It's going to be tough for me to make content next offseason because I don't feel like Brad Holmes is going to do anything. I don't. Right now, I'm convinced this was always the year that was going to define Brad Holmes. And now I know exactly who he is. Josh Allen will never play for this team. Anybody who can move the needle substantially will never play for this team. That's just my opinion, right? Change my mind. Brad is going to have to change my mind. I was holding out hope. This year was, well, what does he have to work with leading up to this year? And even though the salary cap is going to increase, I just don't buy it. I mean, DJ Reader, CJ Gardner-Johnson, and David Montgomery, the three biggest acquisitions in free agency. That's now I understand. Still got to make videos about what I would like to see, but I know deep in my heart it's not going to happen. So bringing back Josh Reynolds is actually kind of not a surprise and a surprise at the same time. The reason it's not a surprise is because of the chemistry with Jared Goff, the fact that Josh has been reliable, and I don't understand how you guys have turned your back. You criticize me all the time for my criticism of Brad Holmes. I think Brad Holmes deserves much more criticism than Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds was not the reason that we lost the NFC title game. The defense was the reason we lost the NFC title game. We relied much too much on our offense all season long. It's been like that for 3 years now, that our offense has carried this team. Okay, so I refuse to put that much blame like it was the difference. He was the reason we lost. Our defense couldn't stop a runny nose. Never has been able to all season long, right? So it's not surprising because the chemistry that and the fact that Josh up until that game was reliable, but who knows? Maybe the moment was big. Josh has played in the Super Bowl, right? So why would it be too big? Maybe he was thinking about free agency. Maybe he had something going on in his personal life. I don't know. And with this stuff with Cam Sutton, who knows? Who knows what these players are going through? Now, the reason it's a surprise is because Donovan Peoples-Jones was a priority over Josh Reynolds. And what I think happened, and you guys didn't like it in the comment section, I think Brad Holmes liked the low ball. I truly do. It just, what I've learned in this business, making content about the Detroit Lions and keeping a keen eye onto certain things. Did I really think Brad Holmes was going to sign Josh Allen? No, but I wanted to make a video about it because that's what I want to see. But in that video, I was hoping, but now it's very clear that he's not going to do anything like that. Right? I don't even know what St. Brown and Panay is going to get paid. So I'm waiting to see that. See if that's going to break the bank. And if so, how is it going to break the bank? Are they going to get paid their market value or more? We'll see. But I think that to a certain extent, the team is the number one priority, which is fine. That's the way it should be. But I feel like a little lowballing goes on. Josh Reynolds' market value is $7 million a season. 2 years, $14 million. He made, and we talked about this last week, in his time with the Detroit Lions, he got paid a measly $700,000 after he was picked up on the waiver wire back in 2021. He got a 2-year deal, okay, for $3 million a season, $6 million for 2 years. I believe that Josh Reynolds is worth much more than that, much more. I would give him the $7 million. I'm not going to blame him. Listen. Let me ask you a question. I want you, as you go and type away in the comment section and Josh Reynolds is a bum and blah, 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 and we can get rid of him. Think about this. CJ Gardner-Johnson, who did nothing for this football team, okay, comparatively to Josh Reynolds, just got a $33 million deal. Okay. But let's throw that out. Let's bring it back to the Detroit Lions. This guy, CJ Gardner-Johnson, and I think this is why this is where the stickiness comes in. I think truly this is why Josh Reynolds is not signed as a Detroit Lion. The Baltimore stuff I don't know about, but think about this. Since Josh Reynolds has signed that deal, there are two things that jump out to me. Okay. DJ Chark in 2022 coming off a 4-game season. And if you think about, listen to what I'm about to say. Coming off a 4-game season, got $10.5 million guaranteed. He played 11 games, had 500 and some change as far as yardage, right? But he got $10.5 million guaranteed. That is almost twice as much as Josh Reynolds got for a 2-year deal. $10.5 million guaranteed. Now, I don't know if Josh is thinking like this, but I'm thinking like this. Okay. CJ Gardner-Johnson got $6.5 million guaranteed. And he did nothing for this team, pretty much. You take Josh Reynolds, who's done more than both of these guys and only faltered, in my opinion, in the NFC title game. And you can put, okay, if the ball hits you in the hands, you got to catch it. One catch, you got to catch that, Josh. You got to catch it, right? Big players make big plays. The other one, a little behind him, but hit him in the hands, you got to catch it, right? I'm not going to put our loss on him. There's enough blame to go around. You can blame Brad for the lack of defense. You can the personnel. You can blame AG for the scheme. You can blame Dan for going for it like a madman. And you could blame Josh Reynolds you could blame Jahmyr Gibbs, right? You could blame CJ Gardner-Johnson. There's enough blame to go around. But if I'm Josh Reynolds, in the time since I've signed my measly 2-year, $6 million deal, you have paid DJ Chark $10.5 million guaranteed, who was coming off a 4-game season. And before he even played a down for the Detroit Lions, had $10.5 million guaranteed. You know what? If I'm Josh Reynolds, I'm standing my ground too, because I did way more than both of those individuals combined in 1 year. And you want to pay me what? Now, I get Donovan Peoples-Jones. I get that. And we talk about taking care of our own. If you're trying to lowball Josh Reynolds, which I'm not saying he is, but I gotta believe that Josh Reynolds is saying, listen, you giving out the bag. Compared to what I get, the last contract you gave me, they getting the bag, and I've done more than both of them guys. It comes a time that these players got to look out for themselves, and maybe that's what this is. Maybe Josh is like, look, I want to be here, right? But after what I saw you gave DJ Chark, what I saw you gave CJ Gardner-Johnson, can I get some of that? And I've done more than both of these guys. Maybe this is all just speculation. Maybe he's being a little bit selfish, like in the sense of, hey, you giving out money to injured wide receivers. So I want you to put it in the comment section below. If you think about DJ Chark coming off a 4-game season, okay? And now you give him $10.5 million guaranteed. As a matter of fact, DJ Chark is still on the books this year. He was on the books year 1, year 2, which is last year, and year 3 coming up. It's voided. He got a voided contract, but we're still paying him, right? He's already been paid, but you know what I'm saying, as far as contract terms, right? Then you got CJ Gardner-Johnson. He got more in a year guaranteed than Josh Reynolds got in 2 years. If I'm Josh, I'm saying, hey, I want my money too. So let me know. Do you think it's fair that Josh Reynolds gets less than both DJ Chark? And now, mind you, DJ Chark played a year. He got that 10.5 for a year, and it was all guaranteed. I think Josh Reynolds has done enough for this team that he deserves at least a DJ Chark contract, even if it's a 1-year deal, at least $10 million. If Josh is saying, hey, give me a 2-year contract, $14 million, I'm out the game after that. I'll be 32 years old. I retire. So let me know, man. I'm telling you, Brad Holmes he's definitely something. And I think that there's a little, based off the fact that Josh Reynolds ain't signed, based off the contracts that he's thrown out, and based off Jamal Williams' comments last year, I think Brad Holmes I wouldn't be surprised if he lowball people. That's just what I'm saying. If he don't want you, or if he don't feel you worth it, he not going to give it to you. That's it. So you want to take care of your own? Start with Josh Reynolds. Let me know. Thank you to my subscribers, viewers, and members. This channel is made possible by all of you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.